Give me the next 10 minutes and I will save you from 50 bad gigs. How? By showing you the mistakes that many musicians make starting out, the ones that kill the vibe, stop venues from rebooking you and leave you walking off the stage frustrated. My name is Finbar and I'm a full-time gigging musician based in Edinburgh, and I've played thousands of gigs, from tiny pubs to packed bars to private corporate events and everything in between. And I've helped dozens of musicians take their very first steps into solo gigging, so I know exactly what works, what flops, and what shortcuts will actually save you years of trial and error. So stick with me and you'll be walking into your next gig with the confidence that most people take years to build. So let's get straight into it. Now, mistake number one is a big one, and that is singing songs in the wrong key for your voice. One of the fastest ways to waste 10 plus hours practicing any song is forcing yourself to sing it in the original key when that doesn't fit your voice. And probably a bigger downside of this is that you'll actually discard great songs that you wanted to have in your set list because you can't reach the high notes. But trust me when I say that virtually any song is singable for anyone with any sort of vocal range. All you need to do is to change the key. So learn how to do this with a combination of using a capo, switching octaves, and changing chord shapes. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail on this today because I have another video on this specific topic where I explain exactly how to do this for any song. I will put the link to that video in the description. But let me say this, audiences do not care or even notice what key you are singing a song in. They do not know whether it's the same as the original or not. And when you're playing covers, it's called a cover for a reason. It's your interpretation of a popular song, or any song for that matter. So make it your own. Find the key that works for you, make it unique. That's the beauty of playing solo acoustic. There really are no rules and you can do whatever you like. One of the members of my free community, a guy called Roddy, he was struggling with a few songs until he had this mindset shift, changed the keys, and smashed his first gig at a private party, had people up singing and dancing all night long. And the number one thing that he put that down to was finding the right key for his voice. Let's jump on to mistake number two, which is, I cannot emphasize enough how big a mistake this is. And it is just playing the wrong songs. A huge waste of time is polishing songs that just don't even work at a live venue. If your goal is to play at pubs and bars, your set list that you play there should not be the same as the songs you play at home for personal enjoyment. You have to focus on familiar songs that people know and recognize the lyrics to. And yes, there is an element of repetition that goes hand in hand with solo acoustic gigging, but the trade-off is worth it. If you have a bar full of people singing along and dancing and telling you how great a night they had, that is the end goal. And it doesn't really matter how you get there. Just play what they want. And this doesn't mean you have to be playing the same cliche overplayed songs every night. You know, Brown Eyed Girl, Sweet Caroline, Country Roads. You don't have to be playing those ones necessarily. They do work, obviously, but there are thousands of songs that are, crowd pleasers that people know and recognize. So, it doesn't have to be as repetitive as you might think. So the bottom line is, if you want to do pub and bar gigs, you have to drop the ego, put your deep cuts and even your original music to the side and focus on songs that most people know the words to. And that is the key. It's recognizable lyrics. And by the way, if you are watching this and thinking, this is exactly what I need, but I'd love some personal help tailoring it to my voice and my set list, then that is what I do in my one-to-one coaching. I work with musicians directly to simplify their setup, build a strong set list, and boost their confidence so that they can get gig ready much faster. If that sounds like something you might be interested in, then I will leave a link below this video where you can book a short call with me or one of my team to see if it might be the right fit for you. Okay, let's keep going. Mistake number three is another one I see all the time, especially with the people I work with, and it is overcomplicating your guitar playing. Many musicians think that you need to play flashy riffs, solos, fills to keep people entertained, but trust me, you don't. I've been gigging full time for 7 years now, and I'll be honest, I'm not a technical guitar player. What carries me through hundreds of gigs every year is very simple, and it is clean, basic chords and solid rhythm. Crowds do not care if you can shred a solo or not. They just want to be able to sing along and feel the energy. Now, if you can play solos or lead parts and that comes naturally to you, then amazing, add it in. But if you can't, it's definitely not a barrier. With just chords and decent rhythm, you can hold a room and keep people engaged all night. And that is the part that many beginners overlook. Let's jump to mistake number 4, and that is overcomplicating your gear. Many musicians waste hours and a lot of money fiddling with loopers and harmonizers and multiple different pedals. And while they can be useful, they're not actually necessary. Another member of my free community, Chad, he scrapped all that. He decided to keep it simple and focused on connecting with the crowd. And for that reason, his first 3-hour gig was a massive success. Even friends and family who doubted him were blown away. When it comes to microphone, I'd probably recommend getting started with the likes of a Shure SM58. They're kind of like the industry standard for live performances. They're very good quality, not too expensive, and they're also built to take drops and the chaos that goes hand in hand with live gigs. Now, when it comes to your actual amplification, a simple acoustic setup can actually go a long way. So the likes of the Fishman Loudbox Mini, which is a 60-watt portable amp, is perfect for solo acts. It's only around 20 pounds in weight and really portable. It has separate channels for your vocal and for the guitar, and built-in reverb and chorus, and very, very powerful for the size of it. And they come in somewhere around $300 to $400. Now, if you wanted more power than the Fishman, a step up would be something like the Bose S1 Pro. They come in around $600 to $700, and they're about 150 watts. So you're looking at least double the power of the Fishman. Again, pretty compact, but powerful. It's just another great option for a solo acoustic singer who wants a tidy but versatile system. Mistake number 5 is one that holds so many musicians back and can be the reason that you never actually get out there gigging. And it is waiting until you feel ready. So here's the truth bomb. If you are waiting until you feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. Confidence does not come before you start. It comes after you've done it a few times. I meet musicians all the time who say things like, I'll start when I have 50 songs memorized off by heart, or I'll start when I can play without any mistakes, or I'll start when I have more confidence. But here's the reality. That perfect readiness moment, it often never comes. Even now, after thousands of gigs, I still feel nervous sometimes. I still make mistakes, forget lyrics, play the wrong chords, and some nights just feel a bit off. But the difference is that I know that, well, firstly, people never really notice mistakes that you make on stage. And secondly, I know that I can just push through it by sticking to my plan. Jason, another member of my free community, is a perfect example of this. He only picked up the guitar 14 months ago, and instead of waiting around overthinking it, he just jumped into the process. He started with simple songs, and last month he played his very first opening slot before a local band. Now, if Jason hadn't just gone for it, he'd probably still be just sitting around playing songs at home. So if you have been putting it off, remember this, the fastest way to feel ready is actually to start before you think you are. The best way to do this is open mics. Open mics are perfect testing ground for beginners. They give you real stage time without the pressure of an actual paid gig. You get feedback and encouragement from a supportive crowd, and every performance builds confidence. So when the opportunity for paid gigs does actually come, you are already battle tested. Now you might be wondering, does all this advice really work for everyday musicians like me? Well, let me share a few stories from guys inside my free community and who I've worked with one-to-one who have taken this exact leap. The results speak for themselves. Khan booked his first gig in years just using my very simple venue outreach email template. He secured a 3-hour Friday night slot with just a few cold emails. Dean turned one Instagram cover into a fully booked summer. Every weekend was gig filled before he even did his first one. George applied my crowd connection tips at a private party. He earned $150 in tips and landed a new booking, all while singing through a head cold. Andy did his first pub gig a few months ago with just 30 songs up his sleeve. And since then, his confidence and momentum has built to the point where he's now got a diary full of gigs for the rest of the year. Whether it's picking the right songs, finding the right key for your voice, simplifying your gear, or just building confidence, these are the shortcuts that work. All right, see you in the next video.